Kgothatso, there are other ways of telling us or you don't like how he treats you, eh? Honestly, I mean, you don't have to really bring the dearly departed into it, eh? You must respect those who have dearly departed.
No, but I was just about to say, did you hear that guitar there at the end? You know, sometimes it's not about the lyrics.
Are you therefore saying we should have added Tony Braxton, Hold Me Like a Spanish Guitar?
No, I'm just like, sometimes forget about the lyrics, you know, the sound, the melody. Listen to the instrument. That's what makes music sometimes.
You think this is a tennis ball, ne? Or you can just hit it any way you want.
Well, good morning to you, listeners.
Oh, man. Champion. Hello, champ.
Hey. It's good to be back.
And not just one, eh?
Yes, two.
And not just two, ne? Grand Slam.
Definitely, yeah. Who would have thought? Last time I was here, you were like, "Come back here when you have a medal." Well, I'm glad I came back here when I have Grand Slams, you know.
Kgothatso Montjane is my guest. How does it feel?
Yeah, I mean, you know, amazing, and it's quite. Should I say shocking? Because because where I come from in this journey, it's just been a roller coaster, you know. At some point, I wanted to give up, but yeah, here we are. I'm just grateful that I never gave up, you know. Let me just put it that way.
And every time I see it, I'm like, wow. You just won Wimbledon. Before that?
French Open.
The French Open.
Yeah.
What's next? The US?
And this one is the US. We lost the Wimbledon final. We were in the final at Wimbledon.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were.
But
so Lona Ampure. But you're a finalist, Oksala. So a silver medal, basically.
Definitely, yes.
Wow.
Second place. Yeah. So like 3 finals of Grand Slams in 1 year. So yeah. And you know what? I know it appears to be like such a massive year for me, but you know, for me, when I look at the data, the information, I'm like, geez, there's a lot to work on. You know what
Is it still? Never. Why? Because you look at your match stats and they give you a different picture.
Yeah, and also starting the year, because last year I had a career-threatening injury, you know. So for me, coming into this year, it was like, it's going to be a build-up, you know. I'm starting over, stuff like that. So, yeah. And also just giving the doubles chance, because if you look at my results in the past, I haven't really been putting more efforts in doubles, because I was always more focused on singles.
Yes.
And yeah, I always find doubles very stressful. So yeah.
Yeah, because it's a dance.
Yes, it takes 2 to tango.
Yeah, exactly. And then for you to tango, for you to be in rhythm, it means you must also learn and accommodate this next person, and they should also do the same.
You know, it's a relationship, you know.
Sure.
So it's a relationship, and communication is the biggest part of this relationship. So back in the days, I didn't know how to communicate.
Yeah,
you know? Remember, this is a white sport, you know.
I was about to come there. Exactly.
So yeah, and also I just never knew, like, if I could, you know, I have the skills to really play doubles, you know. So that's why I stayed away from them, like, for quite some time. But yeah.
They gave you 2 Grand Slams, eh?
Yeah, I think because I'm doing it with my friend, you know.
Yeah.
Me and you, we're such a good friends. And I think what brings us closer is because we all live far from Europe. So whenever we travel to Europe, we always make a little camp. You know?
Okay.
If we go to Europe for a month or 2, we always stay together, do Airbnbs there and there, you know, so that we avoid the in and out of the country or Europe as a continent. So we grew closer like that. And I remember at some point we spoke about doubles, but we were like, it's going to cost us our friendship. So let's forget about it. Because if it gets tense on court,
yes,
you might end up not talking to each other, you know. So we stayed away from it for a long time. But I'm happy that we decided to do it because I feel like we understand each other on a personal level. So even if we lose, normally it's easy for us to identify the problem and talk about it. So I'm glad we gave it a chance. And it's good to be doing it with my friend because she makes it easier for me.
Yeah. And I think that's also the formula to any relationship, isn't it?
No, definitely.
The solid foundation of friendship is what keeps it alive. Even when you are faced with challenges, where you are faced with maybe tensions, right? There will be tension points, that's for sure. But your friendship then supersedes that.
Definitely. Remember, at the end of the day, you wanna be heard. You want someone who's going to listen to you and really understand and not just listen to respond, but listen to understand, okay, you're saying this is what happened. Yeah, and then they come in and drop in their 2 cents on what they think. Yeah. So I think that's where we are. So that foundation we had on our friendship, it's really helping us in doubles because we don't get to train together because we don't live in the same country.
Yes.
So we just meet at the tournament and then it goes. We figure it out as we play. We never even go to the match with the strategy because sometimes we try to see how they're playing first. And if we're really on the back foot, that's when we start chatting on the changeovers that we think we should do this. Because we normally play the Dutch players. They live in the same country. They train in the same center. So you can imagine that's what makes them strong. So I'm glad we bring that challenge to them. So I'm just glad we have a good relationship with Yui, and we're still learning. We are both left-handers. It's difficult at some point, but we're trying to make it work because we have a good relationship. We're making it work. We're finding a rhythm, to make it work. So it's great to have that foundation.
If you just tuned in, I'm talking to the wheelchair tennis champion, Grand Slam champion. That is Kgothatso Montjane, double Grand Slam, all right? So you better get it checked. I didn't know you were back in the country because normally when something this big happens, and I'm always on Newsroom Africa or ENCA, I know the cameras will be panning to the airport and the Minister of Sports will be there and there'll be Mama Joy and so many other. It will be a razzmatazz of a welcome party. I didn't know you were back. The same happened with Banyana not so long ago. It was no hurrah around it. Yet, you flew the flag higher than any other, especially in a sport like tennis.
Well, you know what, TBose? Let me give a shout out to my team, at Optimize Agency, Thabo and Amy. Yes. I don't think we would be talking all these championships if it wasn't for them. And the sponsors they brought on board for me to just like get where I am, I remember I was looking for like the new model of a wheelchair, because people are changing. Technology changes now and then.
Yes, it does, yeah.
And I'm like telling them that, guys, I think if I can just get this, because that's what everyone is playing with, I think things would get better, And I was like, we're putting our head together, crowdfunding. And I was like, man, let me just go to Discovery and try to see what we can get out of them. Maybe they might help,
All right.
I mean, the team went to Discovery. And when they came back from Discovery, and they were like, Thabo always keeps us in suspense, We were just like, good news. But he never just break the news. And it's like, actually, Discovery is going to be sponsoring you.
Wow.
Sponsor? We're looking for a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Coming back with a sponsor now.
Yeah.
But you know what? That was the first two great relationship with Discovery. And, they came on board when I'm still like, finally, we're getting somewhere. Thabo go and get actually... someone who funded the wheelchair itself, Mexsteel.
Oh, wow.
So then Discovery...
Mexsteel Industries?
Yes.
Wow.
Actually the one who bought the wheelchair in that particular year. That's when I made doubles and singles final at Wimbledon, you know?
Yes.
So, which I wasn't really wrong to be like, if you give me the best equipment, I would be able to keep up with these girls.
Yes.
But other than that, you know, it was, I think, bringing Discovery on board, you know, it gave me hope because I didn't have personal sponsors for a longest time. And when I'm still thinking there's Discovery and then they bring Avon South Africa on board.
Wow.
You know, and I never thought that I would ever get anything like that because I used to see other players on tour being sponsored. They didn't even rank in the top 10. I was like, how is it so easy for them to be sponsored?
And you rank in the top 10.
Jeez. So I used to not understand that, you know. And the next thing, there's Nike, you know, and Autobox South Africa, the ones who make my leg. Like, you know, my leg costs, it's like a price of a car.
Is it?
The prosthetic leg that I use.
So you're working on a car right now?
Jeez, I mean, if the Nyaope boys can take this thing, I'm going. It's over.
I get one no shop.
Yeah.
They're not Yakubasha.
Why what?
Irritated.
Why what?
The white is a gun.
Why what?
Barme bra. Sorosto. Ragadi.
Why what?
Kirnimara. Nagitlo, but no, Rakaula Lot.
Wait, what?
Horlena Uhonohata.
Sure.
One first time.
You.
Thank you.
Yeah. So my life changed. So shout out to Optimize for, you know, bringing support on board. They changed my life. I'm not only winning this championships.
And for a black-owned sports agency.
Yes.
For them to be able to break down those walls, open those boardroom doors, right? In itself, it's a gold medal. So well done to them.
Yeah. Well done to Amy and Tabo for doing this for me, because otherwise we wouldn't be sitting here. And you know what? It's good because whenever I do well, I always call them my 5 people because I know it's Amy, Tabo, Sienna, the one who works at the office, and there'll be my 2 friends there.
Done. That's your team.
I'm like, I know my 5 people are there at the airport.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
And that's enough. And what they did well for me this year when I was coming back from Roland Garros, I come out of the airport. You know, the first faces I see, I'm like, these are my sponsors.
Oh, wow.
What more would I ask for? These are the people who
made it possible.
Who are stuck by my side. No matter how bad it goes or how good it is, they are there with me. What more can I ask for? You know? So yeah, I mean, I see what you are saying, that the airport is always packed and you know, yeah. So,
without
but you know what? Normal, I'm like, maybe because tennis is it's a white sport.
The flag of this country was not flying on half mast, full. Internationally.
Definitely. It does.
If I Google it right now, you are wearing it, flying it. Yeah?
Well, I don't know, TBose. I always wonder, like, which ones deserve a crowd, which ones don't deserve a crowd, you know. I'm always like that. But like I said, I'm always appreciative of my 5 people doing their best, because I know those are the ones who have the best interest in heart for me.
You're a bigger person than I am, I can tell you now. Kgothatso Montjane is my guest. You chose T.I. featuring Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Get back up.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because that's all you need to do sometimes. Just have to get back up. If they don't celebrate you and you feel down, at some point you need to get yourself up.
I was just telling Kgothatso, sometimes we play songs, right? And because maybe it's because of my gender, we hardly listen to lyrics. But now I'm gonna hear it differently. Whatever is thrown at you, you better get back up. You only have you.
Definitely.
Wow.
Definitely.
I'm still surprised at your resilience. Your resolution, in fact, you're so resolute in being Kgothatso and going for what you want. Where does that come from? Grandma, mother, where?
Look, for me, firstly, I was born with disability, right? And actually, I commend my family, my mom, my grandma, obviously, for giving me an opportunity of life. Back in the days, it was a taboo when you have a kid with disability. Put you behind the door, hide you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When the visitors comes. So I'm grateful that my parents threw me out there. They put me in the streets. And yeah, I know they tried to take me to a mainstream school. It didn't work out because it was far, because with my condition, I couldn't walk that far. But they took me to a special school. And I think that's where life started for me. Because, I was in that school and seeing other kids with disabilities, and I see other kids with disabilities, some of them have arms, some of them have legs, and what they can still do, and I'm like, I'm just limping, missing a few fingers there and there. What would be my excuse for not living life to the fullest, So for me, I took it as an inspiration being in that environment and growing in that environment. I was just like, literally nothing should hold me back. If this person with no arms can start fire and make the teachers crazy, no.
Give man
I demand a silly. I'm not demanding who touches a crash. The one who touches a crash, come out. Understand?
So, but you see, sometimes as children, when we go through that, I call it the furnace, right? It's not nice. And you feel like, hey, maybe I cannot deal with it. But as an adult, you then see it, right? So you can only imagine what tough love is, right? When your parents or whoever is your guardian feels like, no, I'm not going to spare this child. The foresight for me, more than anything, right? It leads to this. What are they saying now? Seeing what you're doing, how you travel the world, the achievements. Do you still have the pleasure of having grandma around?
Yeah, my grandmother's still there. Whenever I come home, it's like, hey, look what I got little.
Wow.
Yeah, she come bearing gifts, Yeah. So I'm grateful for my grandmother mostly. She's still there, and as for my mom, it's like she lives in an all the time. It's like, wow. She never saw it coming, but I'm grateful for her because at home, she never treated me any differently. I even used to feel like she's abusing me. Because when I started,
that's my point.
When I started realizing actually I'm different here at home, I'm like, why are you making me wash dishes now? Because I can't stand long, It's like, you're gonna do it, So I'm grateful for that tough love and also for making me not feel any different at home, But then, for her taking me to that school, actually I appreciate it even more, because you realize that people get hijacked by disability. It's tough. It's very tough for them, unlike those who were born with it, because it's your normal. That's all you know. I don't even wish I had two legs because I don't know the feeling, So for her putting me in that school, it was great for me because I drew a lot of inspiration, like having to see kids with different disabilities being independent. I was just like, you know what, when I leave this school, I'm going to live my life to the fullest, I went to university, yes, somehow I get away with certain things because of disability, but I just know I was just being clever there,
Yeah, you need the system.
Yeah, you need to swim because I studied recreation and leisure studies. It's like sports management, so sometimes you have to engage in these activities.
Yes.
It's like swimming lesson. I'm like, I have 15 operations on me and that water is cold and the lecturer's buying it. So I'll just do theory. No. I'll study more for theory. Practicals, just imagine. It's winter. You're doing this course and this subject, and it's winter. And I'm like, sir, look at. I don't want to lie. I don't want to show you more, but look at my hands.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, and I get away with it like that. Yeah. But obviously going to university, I'm just like, the confidence I carried, and I see others trying to push others with wheelchairs. I'm like, where I come from, the school where I went, no one will allow anyone to push them on a wheelchair. People are pushing a wheelchair back at school. It was like driving a gusheshe, on those corridors.
Pushes when I can drive my own car.
Why push? What if I want to do a spin there? Man. Why spoil it? Why spoil it?
I love it.
So I just love growing in that environment, to be honest. It was the best.
So basically, being self-sustainable was more entrenched in that school, so that you can be self-reliant, right?
Definitely. That's why we were also encouraged to take part in different activities at school, and that's how I come about playing sport. But I just used to do everything. I mean, I did ballroom dance. I was just like,
hi.
No, don't ask me.
Cha-cha-cha.
Cha-cha, everything. Tango, sorry, cha-cha. I mean, I was tangoing at the school.
Obviously not on a wheelchair.
No. I went to Rumba in the jungle and I won there, Do you remember that Rumba in the jungle?
Yes.
I won there and they kept my trophy in the principal office because it was glass. They even broke it, but it's fine. But, so we were encouraged to be active in that school, to be honest. So it was a great environment to grow up in. Yeah.
I have a question for you. Say you're on Tinder.
Konje was Tinder.
That dating app.
Oh.
I get about swipe. When you swipe left, when you swipe right, it's like, okay, that's my match. And you're there, right? One of your best friends' husband is there on Tinder.
Uh-huh.
Would you tell your friend? Raymond, I saw your husband on Tinder.
But you tell me. But well, never did right. I think in that like. I think it's gonna slip. I know I'm guilty. I think Opunyuela. No. I got space period. You see me, I value friendships. I value friendships more. Sometimes what you get in friendships is what people are looking for in intimate relationships, and they don't get it. But you can literally or easily get that in friendships.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I won't let my friend, be misled. Because sometimes your soulmate is your friend. And jigela. As long as I no, as long as at the end of the day, eventually the truth comes out. Whether you believe it or you don't believe it, it eventually comes out. So now I don't think I will hide it from my friend. What she do with that information, it's up to her. As long as she knows.
9.
All right, I need us to revisit something that you've already alluded to, Kgothatso Montjane, the double Grand Slam winner, wheelchair tennis, baby. Amaraza go kwatich, go bolela nnete.
Ke dirile.
Nka botlile ka gusheshe o tshwere trophy.
Yeah, no, man, ke na nnete one. But I was like, I'm South Africa phela, we are no longer safe. Just imagine they take in their car and they take in the wheelchair and the trophy. I was like,
Optimize.
They need to take one. If they take one.
No. This is on Optimize. Optimize, couldn't you organize an armored car? Blue light, something.
I think we're working on something. We'll be announcing very soon. MT, we apologize. Can we come back with the trophy? The two of them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll bring the gusheshe and the trophy.
Yes. And I want to see you spinning it. Tell me, you spoke about your good friend, your fellow winner, your partner in the doubles. Where did you meet? Did you meet because you were playing each other? How did it happen?
When we are out there, I mean, she's from Japan, I'm from South Africa, and, the tour is dominated by the Europeans, there's a lot of Europeans in the draw, and, she's always sitting there alone, I'm always sitting there alone.
Where is she from?
Japan.
Oh, Japan.
Yeah. So, one day, obviously, when we had the tournament, sometimes they do like a buffet lunch. And when you're holding your plate and you're like, hey, what am I going to see? It's like in prison.
Yeah.
If I sit there, I don't know. I might have to pay back something. But if I sit there, I might be safe. So it was just that. But we end up, sitting together. And she wasn't good at English by then. We were still speaking that English. You, me. Eat. Go. I come. Later, So you can imagine the conversation. But I had that patience,
Yeah.
I had that patience to listen and try to construct
what she's
trying to say, Yeah, I play. Yeah. I'm like, okay, and eventually, she's starting to speak now and then. I'm like, no, that's what it means. That's how you say it.
It gets better.
It's get better and better. Now she's a master.
It's like you not understanding Venda. You just listen out for the English words.
Yeah.
Zur, brown bread, zur, cream soda.
Yeah. Or how about when? Now you like, okay, me. Yeah. So
I get it.
I
hear you.
Yeah, it was like that. That's how it started. And then, when you have patience for someone, they feel like, she understands me. So it became a regular thing. And then, like I said, coming from different part of the world, and we are always the ones, it just grew. It just grew from then. And
I'm still fascinated by the fact that there's no game plan. You get onto the court and then you play whoever is in front of you and then decide.
And what's funny? Every time I ask her what's the plan, she's like, what?
Oh, I wish you could see her. By the way, you're going to be watching it later. Whoa.
What? I'm like, what's the plan? What? She like doing this thing. Like, whoa. I'm like, okay, I guess there's no plan.
Let's just go and play.
We'll figure it out. Wow. That's how it happens. But I think it's our own skills from playing in singles and stuff. We try to put it together, and we try to make our own style of play complement each other. She used to be very defensive, but now she's more aggressive and attacking. So, I try to. I'm an all-round player, so I try to pick whatever in my game that's gonna try complement her style of play. So that's how we make it work. Nice. When she's being too aggressive and we make a mistake, I can slow her down. I don't have to tell her that I'm slowing you down. She will just see by how I play that. Okay, now it's time to calm down. So I think with those skills we complement each other, and that's how we actually figure it out.
Now, you were there during the reign of the Queen Serena. Now Coco Gauff seems to be, getting her rhythm. Do you have anything to say to her?
Coco?
Yes.
Well, as a young woman of color who's coming up, I think she just needs to stay at it. Because she saw how the Williams sisters, did it, and they did it in a tough way, So she just needs to keep at it, inspire the next generation, because representation it's very important. Look at me, I started playing tennis without knowing what it was, never seen anyone playing it. I didn't know what I was doing, and until I was deep into the sport, I started to realize what is it, and I'm like, from where I come from, who's actually playing this sport? Another particular time, I was just like, actually, I'm the one who's doing it at the highest level. Well, where are the rest? I mean, I'm not well informed in tennis. So even going to Google and tell you who's the last South African to do what, I cannot tell you that. I'm not. I'm just playing tennis. They said I should come and play, and that's what I'm doing. Forget about history,
else.
who did what, when. It's not. And I don't know this thing. I've never seen it somewhere. I just grab the racket so you can play. So you can imagine how the issue of representation is important. And when you see it, you believe it, and then you start believing you can do it. When they see it, it can spark interest and it can be done, you know. Wow. So Coco needs to just to get it, because we need more people of color to take up a sport like tennis, because it's more labeled like it's a white sport. But it's not necessarily a white sport. It's white sport because it's dominated by whites, but it can be done by everyone. But for us, people of color, to do it, we need to see it. We need access to that, you know.
Are you going to do something about it?
Definitely. That's why with my foundation, I want to take a different swing. I want to be this foundation that brings you a loaf of bread with tin fish and be like,
sorry, Tito.
Yeah, sorry, and the blankets. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to take that route. I wanna take a route of, you know, development, mostly infrastructure, because even where I came from, even today, not Seshego, I grew up in Gampahlele. There's no tennis court close by. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
and
yes.
yeah, but I mean, in Gampahlele, if you go there with the tennis ball, they would think you are coming there to play, but you know, but in the streets, they only know that this thing, there's a sport that you actually, you know. So I really want to go back to those disadvantaged communities and be able to erect those infrastructures and introduce the kids to sports like tennis, you know.
Wonderful. Yeah, I need more time with you. There's so much to cover. But more than anything, we thought, and thanks to Optimize for making it happen and possible, that we want to say congratulations. Like you said when we started, you had a medal. I said, you will only come back here with trophies. And here you are. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So we need, what's missing now? US?
Wimbledon and Australian Open.
Done.
Yeah.
Refedich. From your mouth to God's ears. Like T.I., you better get back up if you're down, girl.
Thank you.